All right, 9:37, literally switching gears now. The pole positions are officially set for the Great American Race this Sunday.
At the top, Joey Logano and Michael McDowell, both drivers of the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse.
Queen City News anchor Julian Sadur this morning, live from Daytona. Julian, I don't know if I should call you Cole Trickle or Ricky Bobby. I mean, you're getting in on this NASCAR stuff.
Shake and bake, baby. You can call me Ricky Bobby if you want to. And look, I would love to get behind the wheel of the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse. We've seen it here at the track a few times now between qualifying and the duels, and it's looked really fast. It's performed really well. But when you look at all the research and the data that went into making it, it makes sense. And we went one-on-one with Ford to see the whole entire process of getting out the new Mustang.
And Ryan has just crested the mountain of all wins. Ryan Blaney is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Coming off of not only winning the Cup Series for a second straight year, but also sweeping, winning the Xfinity Series.
You guys are the best. That car was unreal.
And the Craftsman Truck Series.
Ben Rhodes wins the championship at Phoenix.
The team at Ford knew the target on their backs would be massive heading into the 2024 season. So what did they do? They decided to get even better.
They're gunning for us, and we know that. And as soon as the checkered flag dropped in Phoenix, we went to work.
The end result? The newest generation of Ford Mustang, the Dark Horse. This version made just for the Cup Series. Although the 2023 season ended the way they wanted it to,
2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ford's NASCAR performance leader Richard Johns admits there was still plenty of room to improve.
The super speedways were great for us. You know, I think that we almost filled out the top 10 in all the super speedway races, which is fantastic, but there's a lot of intermediate tracks, and we did struggle there.
The 7th generation Mustang builds off of what they learned last year, working within the tight confines of what's allowed in NASCAR to get the most downforce to help around the corners with the least amount of drag.
That's the detail that, you know, it can gain you 1/10 of a second here, 1/10 of a second there, and that's what puts you in victory lane.
Simply put, the Dark Horse is more aggressive, not just in performance, but in its look as well. The character line running down to the door into the quarter panel is more pronounced. Even the nose has a fiercer look. But one thing that hasn't changed, the roar of its engine.
Is there anything more iconic than that sound from Mustang?
No, I don't think there is. I mean, from the very beginning, you know, it's always been just cool.
And as Johns puts it, it's those roots of the Mustang they try to honor. A legacy of American muscle and a legacy of winning they want to continue.
And we were racing Mustangs in 6 continents now. Everywhere we're racing Mustangs. So, you know, hopefully we can just go out and win everything. But our goal here is win another Cup championship.
So 3-peat is what you're saying.
That's the goal.
Now, the Cup Series is the creme de la creme of NASCAR. We've seen those drivers out here on the track, but today we're going to get a look at the Xfinity drivers as they get out here to do some practice. And one of those drivers is Alpha Prime's Ryan Ellis. He's had quite the journey to getting to become a full-time driver in the Xfinity Series, and we got a chance to sit down with him one-on-one. Here's a sneak preview of our exclusive with him that you'll only see tomorrow on Queen City News Now with Will Lewis.
I couldn't see. I just literally closed my eyes and just stayed in the throttle at 140, 50 miles an hour, pounded the inside wall. I was like hurt. I'm like, where do we end up? And they said 11th, and I just cried.
The tears, Ellis says, came from the feeling of letting himself and the team down. But the dream of a top 10 finish in NASCAR goes much further back than just last year.
Thank Ryan.
For Ellis, the need for speed is in his blood. Ryan's dad was a race car driver, just like his dad was before him.
He was killed in a racing accident in 1958, and same year my dad was born.
The drive for victory lane didn't just come from his dad's side, though. His grandpa on his mom's side had dreams of checkered flags, too. The world had different plans. Despite being born here after Pearl Harbor, his grandfather was put in an internment camp, like many other Japanese.
Spent 2 years there, lost family members while in that internment camp. Came out and wanted to prove, he's like, I'm an American, I'm here, I want to be an American. Went to war.
Now, look, I know we're not supposed to pick favorites in NASCAR because we're in news, but if I can give you a driver to root for in the Xfinity Series, it's Ryan Ellis. I highly recommend watching his story tomorrow, not just because you're going to get to see Will Lewis, but also because of Ryan's story. It's one that I think will stick with a lot of people and make them root for him, guys.
Well, two great reasons to watch. And I love that you're humanizing these drivers. It's more than just getting behind the wheel, which, by the way, we heard you had a chance to do. We can't wait to hear more about that. But, man, we've been enjoying these stories. And, man, enjoy all the horsepower and all the excitement down in Daytona, Julian.
Will do.